Welcome, family. Welcome to another reading of another chapter of Voices of Gehenna. I will be narrating this. This is your host, Akmoshi Ben Yahuda Yisrael, simply Akmoshi. This installment is going to be chapter 14 of the ongoing series of Voices of Gehenna. So far, people have been enjoying the ride, and I appreciate all the support, and I appreciate the feedback. Yeah. Chapter 13 was an awesome chapter. So in this installment, we're going to continue the adventure. Benjamin Boaz Hill, aka Bennett. For those who new to this, check out the whole playlist I created of Voices of Gehenna. You can start from the very first chapter, where we could catch up on the characters, the lore, the backstories, You may have some favorite characters you like, and don't be afraid to interact. Let me know who your favorite characters is, for those who come across this. Because there's so many characters in this story. Many characters. That's how all stories is. You have a lot of characters as the story continues. Yeah. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and narrate this chapter. Go ahead and narrate this chapter. And I'm trying to upload it to my channel today. So I hope everything goes smooth. Go smooth. Alrighty. Voices of Gehenna, chapter 14. Let's get straight into that. I was greeted by the tech crew when Ronnie and I entered my work area. Mr. Techtastic, Victoria Darkbane, Ernie Rogers, and many others. Truth be told, I was glad to see Victoria again. Penny! I'm so glad that you survived the breach! Victoria shouted with joy. You're the man of the hour, Benny! Ernie Rogers added. I heard you kicked some ass during the breach and team up with Subject 027, Mr. Techtastic mentioned. Captain Ronnie gave the whole tech crew a serious stare. This is no celebrating matter. Bennett is suspended from this place until further notice. Lives were lost during this incident, and you decided to celebrate at a time like this? Come on, Cap. Don't be so serious now, Mr. Fantastic said. Besides, we are celebrating our new friend Benny. The whole tech crew of Gehenna sees Benny as a hero. Benny's actions wasn't heroic. He acted foolish, and it almost cost him his job in life, Ronnie replied while crossing his arms. I intervened for a moment. Look, guys, I accept my punishment. Don't argue over the decisions that I made during the breach. I know some of the staff don't like me or trust me. It's not my job to convince any of you to like or trust me, but respect goes a long way. To be honest, I'm grateful for the people that care about my safety at GSP. And I will miss y'all while I'm gone. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Victoria smiles at me and pats me on the shoulder. Looking forward to seeing you again, Benny. Make sure to visit us at our station when you get back. I sure will, Victoria. Looking forward to seeing the improvements you and your crew make at the lab, I replied with a smile. Ernie Rogers shakes my hand and gives me a thumb up. Benny, you're a badass! Shooting a goblin and challenging Warden Jabril's decision. I bet you put a dent in his ego after that meeting. Big facts, Ernie. Warden Jabril has a huge ego. Most of his kind does, Mr. Fantastic added. You didn't put a dent in his ego, Benny. If it wasn't for the director of the IFIB, your ass would have been canned, Captain Ronnie admitted. The captain is right. I was saved by the director of the IFIB. I guess the director must seize my potential, I added. So what you plan on doing? So what you plan on doing during your time off, Bennett? Mr. Fantastic asked me. Oh, I plan on taking care of some important business, increase my knowledge about the soup and Nahu culture, I replied. Captain Ronnie looked at me with a stern face and nodded. I'm also planning on joining the gym. I need to get in shape and lose this gut. I really need to cut down on the burritos and the taquitos, I joked. Nonsense, Benny. You're not fat as me, Ernie Rogers joked. I have always been a big boy, but I don't let that stop me from eating. I don't let that stop me from enjoying food. That's your damn problem, Ernie. You eat too damn much. What if we get caught up in another breach? You might get chased by an inmate, and we all know that you will not be able to outrun a creature, Mr. Fantastic mentioned. Well, excuse me, Mr. Computer Whiz. Some of us ain't gifted with a high metabolism like you. If we get caught up in another breach, they will save me, Ernie jested. Wait, hold up. I'm no hero, Ernie. Truth be told, Subject 027 should be the one y'all celebrating. That child has some amazing powers. I would team up with an alpha human like him any day, I admitted. 027 is a prisoner of GSP and nothing else, Ronnie uttered. Hopefully one day I get to interview him, I replied. Benny, use this time off to reflect on your actions and try not to get into any trouble out there, Ronnie said in a stern voice. Hey, Benny, you should go say your goodbyes to some of the inmates. I'm sure some of them are quite fond of you, Victoria admitted. I don't know about that, Victoria. The warden might not approve. Warden Jabril has the prisoners on lockdown, I replied. Victoria looks at Captain Ronnie for a second. Hey, big guy, maybe you can escort Benny to the cells. You second in command under Warden Jabril. That's true, but I must get permission from the warden first. Warden Jabril is not in the mood to entertain anyone. I suggest we don't bother him, Captain Ronnie advised. I'm not surprised. Most Malekiths are uptight assholes. At least nocturnes are chill and open to other beings, Victoria Dogman said. Hey, careful, girl. You know the warden has eyes and ears all over Gehenna. Insulting him or his kind might earn you a cell in this prison, Shawnee's Dreamcotton said while entering the room. Captain Ronnie, the tech crew, and I greeted Shanice. Shanice examined me for the last time with her scanner. The scanner had read negative results, meaning that I had no effects from the breach. Heck, I owe that to the healing powers of the Corona tank. Selena Martin, the vampire, also was present among us. She and Victoria embraced each other like their long-lost friends. It's good to see you again, Salakia. It's good that you survived, Vic, Selena cheered. Don't worry, Sel. If a creature was to get to our work area, my crew would be ready. I may be a upbeat gothic girl, but I'm still a nocturne, Victoria said with confidence. I'm not going to lie. The more I was around Victoria, the more my attraction grew toward her. I know she's a co-worker, and a wise man once told me not to crap where I eat at. Truth be told, I wasn't ready to ask her out, and besides, my training is more important. I must deal with Bobby the Ark first. Shanice beckons me to come to her desk. I proceeded to head to her desk. Shanice told me that she will allow me to visit a few inmates before I leave. Don't worry, Benny. I already informed Warden Jabril. Wow, how did you persuade a cold man like him? I asked. I didn't use no magic or fate charm on him. I just simply told him that he can trust me, and I'm also a high-ranking archfey in this prison. Warden Jabril and I have respect for each other, Shanice replied boldly. Well, what do you think I should go visit? Salakia again. Well, who do you think I should go visit? I asked nervously. Shanice takes a sip of tea at her desk. I think you should go visit Fireflower. Truth be told, it's up to you, Benny. Just make the request and I will bring you to the cells. I made my decision about visiting the inmates. I chatted with the tech crew for a few minutes before leaving the area. Shanice instructs me to follow her through the portal. Captain Ronnie decided to follow us. GSP, level 2 cells. The first inmate I decided to visit was the hairy gentleman. I observed the creature in his cell. The hairy gentleman was reading a book. The title of the book was The Count of Monte Cristo. The hairy gentleman looks at me and tilts his hat at me. He stood tall in his cell as he begins to approach the glass door of the cell. Ah, see you have survived the breach, human. Good to see you again, the hairy gentleman said in a deep, raspy voice. I didn't think your kind could read. It's impressive to see creatures like you reading human literature, I said to the Taku hate. Don't be fooled, Benny. Don't be fooled, Benny. He's still a 7-foot monster that can rip you apart, Ronnie said. The hairy gentleman chuckled. This human hasn't given me a reason to tear him apart. My kind is known to rip things apart, but we ain't savages like our Guagway cousins. Those bastards are known as the face eaters among the Sasquatch kind. How long you have been serving your sentence here at GSP? I asked the hairy gentleman. I killed 15 humans, and when I was captured by the IFIB, I was thrown in here. I have been in this cell for about 8 years. Hopefully one day I could get pardoned to be released, he replied. You ain't getting released from Gehenna anytime soon, big guy, Ronnie added. The hairy gentleman may be a monster, but he's one of our well-behaved inmates. He's always cooperative when we do his routine checkups, Shanice Dreamcotton mentioned. I have a question for you. Did you enjoy killing those humans? I asked the hairy gentleman. The hairy gentleman places his huge hand on his chin. I wouldn't say enjoy, but act on my instinct. Most of the humans I killed were hunters and intruders in our territory. Humans have a tendency to explore areas of the world where they're not welcome. You don't see my kind or any other cryptid rushing to go visit your concrete jungles, he answered. Hunters or not, you still murdered humans. Some of these men had families and will never get closure on what really happened to their loved ones. Most cases like this usually go cold and are covered up by the mainstream news, I replied. We kill for survival and to protect our kind. Humans kill for sport, and fear is their driving force for them to kill things that they can't control or dominate. Non-humans and supernaturals may be coexisting in society right now, but humans will always be driven by fear. This fear will eventually cause them to go to war with non-humans and supernaturals. I don't think so, Harry. I know some countries aren't accepting of them, but here in the States, many Nahu citizens are thriving and coexisting with humans, I replied. Blah! You know nothing, puny human. As long as monsters exist, there will always be hunters out there to kill us. Many people dream of a utopia of peace, but that is nothing but a vain fantasy. Angels and demons, vampires and werewolves, humans and sorcerers, and gods and devils are all examples that war will always exist. All beings in existence have an enemy. This is the universal truth I learned to accept, the Harry gentleman admitted. You have a solid point, Harry, but it still doesn't give you the right to harm people. I would like to interview you someday and continue this conversation, I replied to the creature. Ha 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 ha. You're a unique human, Benny. Make sure to bring me some tea when you interview me, the Harry gentleman jested. You are a prisoner, and you have no rights or demands to make, Ronnie uttered. Come on, Ronnie, be cool. The Harry gentleman is a highly intelligent specimen. I think Benny is grown on the taco hate, Shanice Dream Cotton admitted. I don't care if he's smart. It doesn't change the fact that he killed 15 people. These were humans that enjoy hunting, and some of the victims were hikers. These creatures are known to kill humans for fun. Taku-Hay tribes in the Dakota territories view human mutilation as a rite of passage. They are monsters that need to be put down, Ronnie acknowledged. You are a seasoned killer yourself, Captain Ronnie, the Harry gentleman said with a grin on his huge face. Don't speak to me, you damn beast, Ronnie barked. You lucky the warden issued a lockdown, or else I will come in that cell and rough you up. Wow, I thought to myself, to see Captain Ronnie threaten a huge creature like the Harry gentleman, I wonder what the captain was. I'm sure he isn't a normal human like me. The Harry gentleman backs away from the glass door. Shanice and I decided to go to the next inmate I have chosen. We arrived at Anastasia Abrams, aka Fireflower's cell. She was doing some pull-ups on a pull-up bar in her cell. Her form and technique were impressive. She was wearing a sports bra and her prison uniform pants. She stops exercising and gives me a mean stare. What the hell you looking at, chump? I bet your sorry ass can't even do one pull-up, Fireflower scoffed. I was supposed to interview you today, but unfortunately, the breach happened. I'm here to tell you that your interview will be postponed, I said to the Gen Elf hybrid lady with a shitty attitude. Well, good fucking riddance, because your presence alone annoys me. If that's all you'll have to say, then fuck off and leave me be. If that's all you have to say, then fuck off and leave me be, Fireflower ranted. Watch your mouth, Anastasia. Watch your mouth, Anastasia. Show Mr. Hill some respect, Shanice demanded. Bitch, who do you think you are? I'm not afraid of your high and mighty ass, she barked at Shanice. Fireflower looks towards Captain Ronnie, spits at the ground, and cracks her fist. The same thing goes for you, Captain Ronnie. I bet I could whip your ass in a fist fight. I wouldn't even use my Gen powers or elven magic, Fireflower boasted. Your ass can't do anything as long as that restrainer collar. Your ass can't do anything as long as that restrainer collar is around your neck, Captain Ronnie said. Why are you so hostile towards everyone? I asked Fireflower. Did I ask you to ask me a damn question? Just leave me alone and go bother some other inmate, Fireflower ranted. I heard laughter coming from the cell next door. I recognized the voice, and it was none other than Lightbulb Head. Don't mind her, Benny. She usually gets ornery when it's that time of the month. Even supernatural women still have to bleed once a month. Lightbulb Head joked. I swear on my father's ancestors that one day I'm going to bust that light bulb head of yours wide open. I'm going to set your body ablaze, Fireflower ranted. Lightbulb Head chuckled. Nice try, darling, but a prince like me isn't moved by your overdramatic threats. Besides, I think my charm is slowly working on you. Not in a million years, you perverted motherfucker, Fireflower yelled. I laugh at their dialogue and banter. It reminds me of one of my favorite RPG games I played on PS3. The characters in your party will sometimes have conversations with each other. Fireflower scowled at me. What you laughing at, punk ass? What are you laughing at, punk ass? When was the last time you shared a bed with a woman? I remained calm at her question. No, no, no. I'm the interviewer and you are the prisoner. Ha ha ha! You got the one up on her, buddy! Light bulb head cheered. I wouldn't want to share a bed with the likes of you. With that fiery attitude of yours, you might set me ablaze. My mother always told me not to play with fire. No pun intended. I responded to Fireflower. Fireflower remained quiet and studied me. Your aura tells me all I need to know. Truth be told, I will be the dominant one in that arena. A man like you couldn't handle my energy. So I suggest you stay in your lane, punk. Hey, knock it off, Fireflower. Don't make me tell the warden to add more time to your sentence, Captain Ronnie said with authority. Stop being so damn uptight, Cap. If you learn to be more chill, I wouldn't mind doing some midnight wrestling with you. I'm sure the warden wouldn't mind you coming to visit my cell during the wee hours. Don't worry, I won't burn you, Fireflower suggested. Nice try, Fireflower. My job is to keep the inmates in check at GSP. Sleeping with inmates is not part of my mission. I suggest you keep your lustful thoughts to yourself, Captain Reinhardt replied. Come on, Cap. All these beautiful women at this prison, and you mean to tell me you never thought about plowing any of them? Most of the female inmates see you as the ideal man. I'm sure you probably thought about hooking up with Shanice. She is an exotic beauty and belongs to the faith folk. I am a man of integrity. Discipline from pleasures is one of the key aspects of becoming a well-rounded warrior. I will not allow your gaslighting to penetrate my mind, Captain Ronnie responded. Shanice frowns at Fireflower. The captain and I have a professional relationship. And for you to come up with thoughts like that, that is disgusting. Hey guys, let's change the subject, I intervened. Good idea, Benny, Lightbulb head added. Everyone remains quiet for a few minutes. Shanice and Fireflower stared at each other intensely. I walk to Lightbulb Head's cell and spot the face in the bulb grinning. Why is everyone quiet all of a sudden? Cheer up and let's all be jovial, yeah? Lightbulb Head suggested. I heard a guttural howl coming from a cell from a distance. The hairs on the back of my neck stood up. It seems like Hellhound Hilly is howling again. Sometimes he howls to see if other inmates are part of his kind. Sometimes I wish that overgrown flea bag shut up, Lightbulb Head said. I wouldn't want to stand next to a creature like Hellhound Hilly. He is nightmare fuel in the flesh, I replied. Me and you both, pal. That creature can breathe hellfire. His flames could burn things to a crisp in seconds, Lightbulb Head replied. His flames ain't a match for mine, Fireflower boasted. I will have Hellhound Hilly on a leash within seconds. He will obey all my orders like a good dog. Well, no shit. You're half Jinn, and we all know how deadly those motherfuckers are, Lightbulb Head interjected. You are damn right, Fireflower boasted. Hey, Bennett, tell me about the breach if you don't mind, Lightbulb Head requested. Well, there's not much to tell, to be honest, I replied. Bullshit! Come on, Benny, you're a good pal. You can tell me the details, Lightbulb Head replied. If he doesn't want to tell you about it, then accept his wishes, Captain Ronnie interjected. Thanks, Captain Ronnie. I'm tired of discussing this topic. So many lives were lost today. I might have to drink some strong liquor just to sleep well, I said with a grave tone. Shanice places her hands on my shoulders and massages them. It's okay, Benny. This breach wasn't your fault. If you're ready to leave this area, let me know. Thanks, Shanice, I replied. Promise me that no harm is done to Bojinka while I'm gone. You have nothing to worry about, Benny. Bojinka is protected by me, and I act as her mentor, Shanice replied while smiling. I see you're growing quite fond of that witch girl, Ronnie added. She may be annoying sometimes, but I view her like a little sister. Hopefully, I can help her be released from Gehenna. A child like her doesn't belong in a hellhole like this. Maybe I can reach out to the mage community and speak to a high wizard to convince the warden to free her, I replied. Arizona has a huge magic community, but they are usually secretive. Some of the factions are divided and share different beliefs. Even if you could reach out to a powerful mage, his words still won't hold any weight towards the warden. The prisoners of GSP are the property of the IFIB. The International Fate Intelligence Bureau doesn't just hand over prisoners easily. Director Neris is willing to go to war with any outside forces that threaten the safety of this organization. I'm pretty sure that the hunt for Dr. Han has begun, Shanice explained. I appreciate the information about the magic community. I know it won't be easy, but I will not give up until Bojinka is freed. If I can free at least one or two prisoners here, then my job is done. My contract is 3 years, and I made a vow that I will free a prisoner at Gehenna, I mentioned. She's a witch from the Purple Crescent Coven. Her bloodline is powerful, and she knows how to summon entities to fight alongside her. Bojinka is a potential threat to the mundane world. It would be wise to keep her contained until she's a mature adult, Captain Ronnie added. I know she's 17, but Bojinka is just a child. Most girls her age are usually preparing to graduate high school and plan for their future. Witch or not, that girl doesn't deserve to be here. She lost her parents and most of her coven sisters during a battle with the warlock known as Vigas. I know Vigas is still out there, and I'm worried that Bojinka might be consumed by revenge, I said with concern. Yeah, I heard about the Mossmore incident. It was a fierce battle, and the Red Hook Society is known for working with demons. Believe me, Bojinka is safer here than outside, Captain Ronnie replied. The residents of Mossmore took a lot of casualties during the battle. It took the town time to recover, but the spirit of unity remained strong amongst its residents, Shanice added. All right, Shanice, I'm ready to head back to the surface, I said. Not until you say goodbye to Bojinka, Shanice said while smiling. We headed to Bojinka's cell for the last time. The young girl was sitting at her table, drawing. Shanice taps on the glass on the cell. Bojinka's face lights up with glee as she sees me. Did you come to visit me again, Benny? How very thoughtful of you, she cheered. I explained the details to Bojinka about my suspension. She pouted at the warden's idea of terminating me. Warden Jabril is a big pious meanie. He has the attitude of an inquisitor from the Crusades. Y'all should vote him out and hire a new warden, Bojinka protested. I laughed for a moment. Bojinka had a confused look on her face. What's so funny, Benny? I appreciate you for siding with me, Bojinka. Even if Warden Jabril wanted to fire me, he couldn't because I served him with my contract papers. Director Nearus also overturned the warden's decision. The look on his face was priceless, I explained with excitement. Well, that served his uptight butt right. Way to go, Benny! Bojinka cheered. Don't worry, Bojinka. When I return to Gehenna, I will bring a strawberry cake with your name on it, I replied. Bojinka looks at Captain Ronnie. Hey, Ronnie, you should start smiling more. People wouldn't be scared of you. It's not Ronnie, it's Captain Ronnie, he replied in an austere tone. Shanice and I laughed at the captain, scolding Bojinka. Girl, this is a profession where smiling too much will get you eaten alive. I am a warrior and not a buffoon who has the luxury to joke all day, Captain Ronnie said while crossing his arms. Maybe if you find yourself a girlfriend, then maybe that stern face of yours will start to smile more, Bojinka replied. Stay in your child place. I swear, children today have no respect for authority, Captain Ronnie ranted. Come on, she's just a child, Cap. Loosen up a little bit. Laughter is good for the soul, I interjected. What are you doing, Benny? You're acting like she's your child. Excuse me. What are you doing, Benny? You're acting like she's your child, Captain Ronnie ranted. Bojinka snickered. Benny would make a great dad. You need to find yourself a girlfriend too, Benny. I had an embarrassed look on my face, and Bojinka smirked at me. Don't be shy, Benny. Go and mingle with some of the women here or out in the world, Bojinka advised. First you call me daddy, and now you are giving me advice like you're my mother. Girl, you are a trip, I jested. What about you, Missy? Are you boy crazy? I asked Bojinka. Shanice looked at Bojinka with a serious stare. Boys should be the last thing on her mind. Her education and controlling her powers should be her main focus. I know, but there's one boy I have a strong interest in. He's an inmate that is being held on level 4 or 5. He is known as Mythos the Kid. I have seen him a few times, and they say that his power is on a higher scale. I don't know what kind of entity he is, but he's cute, and I would like to meet him one day, Bojinka answered while smiling on her face, with a smile on her face. I agree with Shanice on this topic. Boys should be the last thing on your mind. This Mythos the Kid sounds like a dangerous being. You should not want to be involved with a person like him. There you go playing daddy again, Benny, Bojinka pouted. You don't even know Mythos, and you already passing judgment on him. Set up an interview with him and get to know him. They are right, child. You should listen to their advice. From my understanding, Mythos' power is dangerous. When the IFIB captured him, he was sleeping in a village in Africa. All the people in the village were dead because he activated his power. We asked the boy about his origins. He seems to suffer from amnesia. I believe that Mythos isn't from Earth realm, Captain Ronnie mentioned. Also, from my gathered research and studies on Mythos, that his physiology is way superior to humans. He's not part of the Fey race, nor is he a supernatural. This may sound far-fetched, but Mythos can possibly have the DNA of a god from a different realm, Shanice admitted. Do you mean like a demigod? I asked. Yes, or he could be a full god. Whoever or whatever Mythos is, he poses a major threat to Earth realm, Shanice replied. This is freaking absurd. I'm not buying none of this info. I know GSP houses powerful entities, but a god? This is all cap. I protest. I'm with you, Benny. Mythos isn't dangerous like the old green meanie. The old green meanie is the inmate y'all should be worrying about, Bojinka protested. The more I heard about this mysterious youth, I wanted to meet him. Hopefully, I get to interview Mythos the kid. He may be a powerful being, but a god? No. Gods don't allow themselves to get captured easily. I would consider him to be a high ranking alpha human, and that's it. With your skills, maybe you could get him to open up more, Shanice said. Mythos is quite shy and reserved. He always follows our orders and doesn't try to attack any of our staff. Judging by his appearance, he's just a child in his late teens or early 20s. Maybe you could help him remember who he is. He may be shy and quiet, but Mythos is a walking catastrophic event waiting to happen. I suggest you tread carefully, Benny, Captain Ronnie advised. Maybe in the future I will go. Maybe in the future I will get to meet him. I have so much on my plate now. I sighed. I said my final goodbyes to Bojinka, the teenage witch. Captain Ronnie and Shanice brought me to my workstation. I collected all my personal belongings and prepared to head to the surface. Captain Ronnie escorted me to the huge elevator. I spotted Bobby the Orc grinning at me. Your ass is mine, boy. Don't think I haven't forgotten about our match. You better train hard, boy, because I ain't holding no punches back. Bobby barked. Let the best man win, I replied while stepping into the elevator. Bobby is just trying to get in your head. Use this event and all that has taken place to build up your inner warrior. You must face this obstacle and see it through, no matter what happens. I will always have your back, Benny, Captain Ronnie said. Thanks, Captain. I appreciate your support. I know Steel Alloy will be expecting me this Saturday, I replied. Yeah, he will be expecting you to show up at his gym. Alloy's gym has produced some of the greatest warriors in the boxing and MMA world. The gym was open and excuse me. The gym was opened in 1960 by Steele's grandfather, Iron Alloy. Iron Alloy is a war hero and renowned member of the legendary Red Tail Squadron, also known as the Tuskegee Airmen. Go to the gym and learn about the history of his family. Absorb all the knowledge from Steele and the other master fighters at the gym. Enter the gym as a man of clay and exit the gym as a man refined of heart and steel, Captain Ronnie explained. Thanks for the info, Ronnie. I will rest for the I will rest for the next few days. Saturday afternoon will be my own personal D-Day, I responded. We made it to the surface, and the Arizona sun was the first thing to greet my eyes. Ronnie and I headed to the staff members' parking lot. Before I headed to my Jeep, Ronnie gave me his contact information, and I did the same. It was late evening, and I only had a few couple of hours of sunlight left. I bid Ronnie farewell and entered my Jeep. I'm looking forward to seeing what else is in store for me. This was a long, exhausting day for me, and I can't wait to go home and relax. I started my Jeep Wrangler and began my trip home. While I was driving away from the prison, I looked back through the rearview mirror. To normal people, you would think that the outside is just a huge research facility that is located in the middle of nowhere. Most people don't know that under this huge facility is a prison that houses some of the most dangerous beings on earth around. I also vow to not tell my loved ones about this event. If my mother was to find out about this breach, she would flip out and probably catch a flight to drag me back to Texas. So, all right, that concludes chapter 14, The Voices of Gehenna. This was an outstanding chapter, kind of lengthy chapter. but you got to learn some more info, you know. So this is chapter 14, you know. Benny had to say, he had a chance to say goodbye to some of the inmates that grew fond of him, you know, like Bojinka, you know. He exchanged dialogue with Fireflower, you know, the half elf gen hybrid, you know. She just have a fiery attitude, you know. You know, she even tried to challenge Captain Ronnie into a fight. Yep. But who we will see more. So far, Bennett suspended. We don't know how long he's gonna be suspended for. So we don't know what kind of adventures he's gonna get into. But hopefully he get his job. Well, he ain't fired. Technically, he ain't fired. You know, he just got suspended. You know, so he might be suspended for a few days. It might be a few days. It might be a week. It might be 2 weeks. We just gonna have to find out, family. But so far, the story is, you know, after the breach, you know, because when stuff like that happen, you know, a breach, they got a lot of cleaning up to do. You know, the warden, he got to inform the families of the slain guards. You know, they got to decontaminate certain areas of the prison, you know. Come on now, they just fought a hydra and a basilisk and a couple of ghouls got out. Man, it was a hot mess. You know, it was a lot of hot mess, you know. So, and then they got the prime suspect, Dr. Hahn, Dr. Charles Hahn, you know, he was a lab worker on level 4, you know, so they on a hunt for him. So he gonna have a lot of answer to do if they catch him, you know. So we just got to see what's in store. But all right, fam, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up and get it prepared to get uploaded to my channel. And y'all be on the lookout for it, family. And I thank y'all in advance.